Hey, today we're going to talk about the molding tab. So I have just a simple little kitchen here drawn up. Nothing spectacular. The molding tab helps you add moldings so you can add toe kicks, you can add, let's just open this up here. You can add ceiling molding, you can add crown molding, light rail, chair rail, and baseboards. There's also an advantage that you can select light rail, and then you can also select the moldings that you have in your crown library as light rail, and it will drop it in at light rail height. So that's kind of handy to do. You probably would just use your library that you have. Um, so you can just select that. Toe skins adds like a detached toe skin to the whole cabinet. Crown molding, ceiling molding, chair rail, and baseboards. So those are all the options that you can select to run. Let's just select them all and see what comes up. So as you can see, we have crown molding on the ceiling. We also have our molding on top of the cabinets, and we set it up as one, so you can have like a 6-inch scribe with a crown molding on top of it. It's added the toe kicks, and it's added a little light rail here. It does it all automatically, but it's very specific on how you set up your job to make this work properly. Otherwise, it's just going to show up with all kinds of weird stuff. So let's undo that, get rid of all these moldings. Here's your toe skin. Okay, so under the products tab, if you're, let's say here, you have a fridge gable and you want the fridge gable to go the same depth as the doors. So we'll say 24.75 deep. Mozaik really hates that, and I'll show you what it does when you try to add crown molding. It always does this little weird jog out like that. I'll show you a workaround to fix that. I showed it in an applied panel video. So back to the products tab. So if you set it the same depth as the cabinet, maybe you just do that for your rendering sake. You set it to the case depth, then it will do it normally. If you do it like this, it gets all crazy. Another way you can do it is instead of, so you open up the actual cabinet here. So I have a fridge upper, and I'm going to make it have applied doors. Then I'm going to click both side finished ends. So now I have a little finished end here. I'll get rid of my add-on panel here as well. So now, oh, it's 3/4, so it's kind of running into the next cabinet, but that's okay for this. Let's just shrink this by 1/2 inch. If you're at all running into the next cabinet, it's also, Mozaik will not run it properly either. So you have to be very specific on how you run it. So double click this again. You're going to go to the shape tab here. I have mine at 72 from the floor, I believe. So shape tab, adjust side, you're going to adjust the bottom edge, 72 inches. Same thing here, adjust side, 72 inches. If that's standard for you, you can make this cabinet with this fridge upper cabinet have those applied panels, and you can add and remove them just by clicking finished right, finished left. It will deselect it, and then you can just bump the cabinet up to it. So that's a nice feature. Finish both, and it will keep that applied length on there. so you don't have to keep adding it. One other thing too is that Mozaik won't know that this panel's here, so you may want to be careful. You can't just drag it out like you do normally. You'll have to just be a little bit more specific on how you set your cabinets like that. But it will up here because it's bumping into the cabinet part. So if you have it integrated into the cabinet itself, and then so now you can see it's running flush because I have another parameter right here. Applied doors, flush at face. So, yeah, it's showing a face frame example, but this one here will bring your applied door flush to the face of the cabinet, including the door. Now if I run my molding again, you can see it does it properly. So, something to watch. It's a little bit fussy, but when you figure it out, it works really well. And so now you've got that add-on panels there. Crown molding here. So I'll show you again. It's very specific on if you don't have a finished end as well. Let's take all these off. So we'll go to the products tab. And let's say, for example, I forgot to put a finished end on the left side, and I only put it on the right side. Or this cabinet has no finished ends. Run our automatic molding. You can see it stops. So you want to make sure you have all your finished ends set properly. Sometimes it'll return here. That's not really a big deal because, technically under your summary, you're kind of getting a little bit of extra length on your estimate there. So it'll at least tell you, for your cutoffs, you get a little bit extra on your estimate. So I usually add 30% anyways because we really hate running out of crown. So light balance is the same. Automatic mold. You can just go automatic mold, crown, light balance, all of them at the same time. Or you can just select that. Again, light rail, it will run it anywhere under an upper. And you can see here, because that's not finished end, it doesn't run there. Another thing to do too, if you really want to get specific or intentional with your renderings, it will put a light valance underneath your fridge upper as well. Some people don't want that. Some people want a little bit extra trim underneath there if you have like a 69-inch fridge, just a little bit of trim. Let's see here. So in order to set let's go to shapes. Under the shapes menu is where you get your profiles and you set up your different profiles. So this is where you have your light rail. You also set up your pricing here. You can set up your pricing for your crown. This is where we've set up our crown with riser. This is our most common one. We just made it in one single piece. It's the same shape editor that runs on throughout Mozaik. I have another video on that. You can check it out to make your own crown. But you can start off with a square, add a point, add, move that up, set a bulge. It's all kinds of things you can do. You get the idea. So that's how you set up your crown. You can go here to view that library as well, down there. You can also draw a molding. So let's say you have this island right here and you want to draw baseboards around the island. You select that. You can do this with the crown. It's basically, let's go back to this here. Basically all these headings do is it sets where specifically on the drawing it's dropping it in at. So ceiling would set it between the soffit or it'd set it on top of the cabinets. or sorry, ceiling sets it at the ceiling. Crown wall cabinet top sets it on top of the cabinets. Light rail sets it underneath. Chair rails, I'm not sure where chair rail drops it. I didn't even see it show up, but baseboards will drop it on the bottom. So if you're trying to draw a baseboard around an island, you just do that. See this red line that's on the right side of this? That indicates that it's facing inwards. So it's not really, I'm not running it the right way. I have to start on the other side of the cabinet. So let's press escape. Yes. Try it again. Draw mold. Baseboard. Click OK. And then we're going to run it here. It will snap onto the cabinet corners. And run it here. Oops, I clicked escape by accident. So we drop that there. And because I didn't run it in one, it's not going to miter it, but that's okay. You get the idea. So we hit 3D. And it's hidden by my add-on panels, but there is a baseboard going around there. Let's just run one more so we can see it this time. Let's run it outside past the doors. And you may want something that kind of stops there. And you may want it to return in. You can do that too. As you can see, it even did the nice little return in there. Baseboard around. Yeah, so if you have your finished end set up properly, your automatic mold is one of your best tools for Mozaik. Again, you can set up, we use the crown riser, but you can use any other one like this and click that, and then it'll give you just a standard crown that goes on top on the cabinet wall tops. Just like this. A lot of people want to go to the ceiling, so we just do this as well. Another little trick you can do for running that up is you go double click the cabinet, shape, go over here, adjust side, and top edge we add 5 inches. Now on a corner cabinet that wouldn't work. We usually leave the corner cabinets. Let's just do it to this one. Shape tab here, adjust side, add 5 inches to the top. Now we do that to both sides, so let's see here, left side view. So if you have for instance, you have a scribe that you want flush to the cabinet door, you can run it right here in front of this when you're actually installing it, and then you have your crown that goes on top of it like that. So we use this part right here to nail our scribe to, and then you nail the crown right on top of that. This saves you from, having an L type scribe here. A lot of people do a scribe that's got a nailer like that. This one's a lot quicker to install, and it actually gives you a nicer finish, we find. So that's usually what we do for our crown scribe. Okay, so that's about it for this video. Thanks for watching.